were German prisoners, and so I recuperated with Russian soldiers and with Italian soldiers, and began to learn a little Russian, and eventually, and many of the doctors were Jewish doctors, and they took a liking to me, and they wanted to persuade me to go to Russia to go to the university. And I told them my story, that I was trying to go back to Lübeck because we had made an agreement with the rest of my family to meet there, and that was graciously enough accepted. But then I had to go to the commandant of this compound and had to tell him my story, why I didn't want to go to Russia. And he listened to me. He pulled out a little piece of paper from his desk, put a rubber stamp on there, signed it, and that was my pass to take the empty trains that were going westward from Thorn, Poland, to Germany. And so I rode these trains for several days. Was a big achievement in my life to cross the Oder River, I mean, from Poland into Germany. And the train stopped in Berlin. I got off because somebody said there was a Jewish organization in Berlin to help refugees. So I found the building. I mean, the streets were bombed out, and I found the building. They listened to me for a few moments. They gave me some bread and asked and told me to go back on the train and go further west, which I did. And during the journey from Berlin to Schwerin, which was the border town between the British zone of occupation and the Russian zone of occupation, somebody had stolen the bread that I had foolishly laid in the luggage compartment above. But I had held on to a pouch of fine-cut tobacco that we were given daily as a ration in the hospital, and so we end up in the train station in Schwerin, and people are milling around waiting for a way to go west into the British zone of occupation. And I meet up with a fellow a few years older than I am, who had deserted from a German panzer unit, and was in civilian clothes. And we talked about our experience, who he was, who I was, and I told him about the tobacco I had. And the Russians were, in spite of the passport I had, the Russians would not let me cross into the British zone of occupation. So he suggested that I give him the tobacco, that he would talk to the engineer, and he did. And they hid us. He was hidden in the coal bunker, and I was hidden in the clothes closet that the steam engines had. And the Russian soldiers came through the engine, but didn't look either in the coal bunker or in the clothes closet. And a couple hours